you're gonna find the final exam revision here on Google Classroom. I'm opening 8B, but we're having the same materials on 8A. We're having two parts. Part one, the theoretical material, and part two, the practical materials. Today, we're gonna have the theoretical revision. We're having 3 topics for the theoretical. Topic 1, rework, reuse, remax. We took it in school, okay? Topic 2 will be how the internet works. Topic 3, access, okay? Access here is included as a theoretical part. You're not gonna take access and the practical. We're gonna have a theoretical questions regarding access. Here we have 1, 2, 3. 1, the study notes of how the internet works. And we're having, a PowerPoint presentation for rework, reuse, and remax. And we're having a revision sheet for Microsoft Access as well, okay? And we're having a revision sheet as a question and answer for rework, reuse, and remax. And I'm gonna upload today a question and answer revision sheet for how internet works and for access as well. يبقى كل حاجة عندنا ليها revision sheet, okay, as يعني explanation, and another revision sheet as a question and answer. The lesson rework, reuse, and remax is considered with the copyrights, okay? How can we use any information on the internet, okay? Are we allowed to use them without a permission, or we should use them after taking a permission? Can we use them all, or we can use them without referring to the owner or the writer of the novel or the owner of the site or the video and so on? So, copyrighted work. Copyrighted work, there are only 2 ways that you can use copyrighted without a permission. So, we're having 2 cases in which we can use any piece of information on the internet without a permission. Number 1, it's a public domain. And number 2, a fair use. What do we mean by a public domain? Public domain, works in public domain are those works, are those whose intellectual property rights have been expired. Meaning they are too old. All people have access to them, such as old novels, old music for Beethoven, and so on. Okay, here we have the music of Beethoven. And we're having another examples for public work. في حاجة كده اسمها Project of Gutenberg. It's a collection of free e-library on the internet. You can take anything from public Gutenberg. فيها كتب كتير قوي أي حد يقدر يستخدمها. ده كده example ل public domain. We're having another example for a public domain that you can use from without no permission, okay? The Commons. The Commons on Flickr, or Flickr as a website for photos and images that you can use publicly without no permissions, okay? So لحد دلوقتي احنا قلنا ان ال copyrights have 2 cases to be used without any permission. أول case إن هو يبقى public domain. وقلنا إن ال public domains دول such as the old music, old novels, anyone can use them without a permission, okay? And another examples for public domains are the Project of Gutenberg and the Commons on Flickr. If you wanted to use any of these work in the public domain, what could you do with them? عشان نستخدم الحاجات دي in public what should we do in them؟ هنيجي للبارت التاني اللي هو الfair use. Okay, how can we use them? Fair use is the ability to use the copy work without a permission and without violating the copyrights rules. The fair use applies in 4 situations. Situation number 1, you're gonna use them for work and for education. You're doing a presentation, a research, and so on. So you're gonna search the internet, take whatever you're gonna take from the internet, and you need to refer or keep reference for the author, the writer, the website, even the owner of the YouTube channel you took the video from. If you're doing a news report, if you're criticizing or if you are commenting on any work. تمام، زي الحاجات اللي موجودة على يوتيوب they are كده criticizing رمضان shows whatever يعني is presented on the TV, they are doing a videos criticizing and commenting the work. If you're doing a comedy or a parody is a kind of stand-up comedies. So you can use whatever kind of music songs from the internet to add to your stand-up comedy or to your play. What are some examples of school and education work? We said researches, presentations, school projects. What are some examples of news and reporting? If you're doing a report for the news, if you're doing a report for the school, what are some examples for criticizing or commenting on something we just said? If we are commenting or criticizing any TV show, what are some examples for comedy and parody? We just said إنه ده بتبقى حاجات كده زي stand up comedy, criticizing and having fun. Nadine, I saw your hand. Just a sec. If you use a copyrighted image, photo, a piece of writing without working at enough to have a new meaning and make it original, you would be breaking the copyright rules. Here, you need to create a new work from the information you took from the internet. You're not allowed to take, for example, a video as it is from YouTube and add it to your presentation, to your project, without adding a reference or using the video in a different way or just taking apart. You need to make your own work. You cannot take the video as it is and add it to your work. You need to refer to the owner of the video, okay, and the reference of the project or in the reference of the research. Fair use examples. As we said, we can use the fair use. Examples are using the information and PowerPoint presentations for the school, news report, for stand-up comedy, for criticizing, and so on. Here we have some examples for the fair use. 1, Remax, and here we have an example. We can play the video, okay? Here we have a case study for Scary Mary. The objective of the case study, they took the same movie, okay? هو الموفي ده كان بيحكي عن ناني طيبة جدا اسمها ماري, and they changed the idea of the movie to be a scary movie. So they took the same idea of the movie, and they added a different, hi Farida, and they added a different music and different sound effects to change the main idea of the movie. If you have any question, raise your hand. Now we're gonna have a Kahoot, okay, to answer questions on rework, reuse, and remix. So could you please open Kahoot? Do you remember how to open Kahoot? Open Kahoot, and I'm gonna send you the game ban and the chat. What does fair use mean? You can claim it as your own. You can make money off the ability to use copyrighted work without permission. Quickly. Okay, time out. The correct answer is the ability to use copyrighted work without permission. And guess who? We don't know who on the first place. Question number 2, what does it mean when we rework a copyrighted material? What does it mean? We add something and take a credit, we reuse and remix it in a new way, we leave the copyrighted material as it is. Okay, the correct answer is we reuse it, remix it, or use it in a new way. Guess who? No, I'm good in the first place. Fair use means that you can use copyrighted material in the following ways: schoolwork or education, criticizing or commenting, news reporting, all of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. And Adam Atif on the first place. A parody is a creative work, a funny imitation of something, and fun and books fun at the original, at an original work. True or false? True. Public domain is a creative work that is copyrighted and not free. Public domain is a creative work that is copyrighted and not for free. This is true or false? False. Public domain is a copyrighted work. Adam still on the first place. It is okay to claim copyrighted to public domain work and say you created it. Is that true or false? It's false. You cannot claim it's yours. You have to say the reference or who created the public domain work. What are some examples for schoolwork and education? Okay, the answer was teacher use copyrighted websites for educational purposes. Students use copyrighted photos for PowerPoint slides. It is legal to use a whole song in a mashup. The answer is false. Okay, again on the first place, Adam Atif. On the first place, the third one, guess who? Guess who? Adam Atif. Second on the first place, Nadine or Mariam. You're gonna find on Google Classroom the same PowerPoint for rework, reuse, and Remax, and the same questions we answered on Kahoot, and I guess more than them here. Okay, 15 questions with answers. Okay, again, from the beginning, what is a database? A database is a collection of data that is stored in the computer system. And we said an obvious example for database as the cashier program, okay? Can you imagine having no database in the supermarket? Definitely no. هو الفكرة كلها إن أنا عندي database فيها كل البرودكت names بكل البرايسز، okay? وده cashier just scanning the product barcode and getting the price, the name, and every details about the project. Yes. The main components of the database are the tables, the query, the form, the report. The table is the part of the database where you're going to organize your data. It consisted of rows and columns. الرو هو الريكورد اللي فيه كل الانفورميشن عن حد معين. For example, لو أنا عندي التيبل ده بيتكلم عن student's name, so we're having the record of Tracy اللي هو هيبقى record number 1. It has all the information about Tracy. First name, last name, her address, the city, and the state. Okay? This is the row, a record. And the column is about a field. Okay? The information, the address, the city, the state. Okay? Here we have, or the first cell in the record will be the ID. Okay? The ID or the primary key, and the primary key should be a unique value. It shouldn't be duplicated or changed. It should be a unique value. ماشي يا ياسين، شايفاك والله. تمام؟ فما ينفعش يبقى عندي two records، واحد فيهم اسمه الاثنين اسمهم 1 و 1. هو لازم يبقى 1 بس. Then the form, which is the window from which you can update, delete, add a new record, update any information in your record. Do you remember the project we made? You already created a table for Fortnite characters. Then you created a form, okay, from the table from which you added and deleted. We had a button for moving forward and moving to the first record and so on. الquery بعمل بيه search على specific criteria. I guess we're having more 3 minutes, so we can have another Kahoot quiz to see the questions of access each. Is a computerized filing system that is used to organize and maintain a collection of information. As it's a database. A primary key is a code that is uniquely identifies in a database. Identifies what? A record, a number, field, text. A record. Thank you. Tables are set up to contain columns and rows of information in a database. A column is called yes, a field. In a database table, rows are called a record. Forms, queries, and reports are created based on the information in the yes, in the table. A database and a table is the same thing. Is that true or false? Yes, it's false. Database forms a computerized version of paper forms, such as patient records, job records, time. Is that true or false? That is used to identify each record in the table with a number. It's a field or a primary key. Well, guys, Mariam Ahmed, 7A is here. I need her. Mariam, if you're here, kindly raise your hand. What software do we use to make database? Access, Excel, PowerPoint, or Word? Access. in your database information is stored in the table form report query. Table. Okay. Before the last, Access offers different views of objects. Which view do we use to edit table? Do you remember? كان عندنا two views بنعمل ما بينهم switching. Data sheet view, print view, table view, design view. Yes, it's design view. Last one. An organized collection of information about a subject is a database, a record, file, table. Okay, on the third place, we're having Adam Atif. And second, who? Third, حلوة ولا حلاولة وده ولا مين ده؟ حلوة. تمام. Okay. إن شاء الله we're having a session on Wednesday. We're going to revise the practical and the last topic and the theoretical, how internet works. If you have any question, leave them on Google Classroom. I'm going to create an announcement. Leave your questions on that post. Thank you so much. See you on Wednesday. Bye.